Today, we're heading deep into the heart of the Ozarks, a place where the trees whisper secrets and the rivers run cold with more than just spring water. Arkansas, my friends, is a hotbed of paranormal activity. So grab your EMF readers, your EVP recorders, and maybe a spare pair of pants, because we're about to dive headfirst into 15 of the most haunted places in the natural state. Our first stop takes us high above the Victorian streets of Eureka Springs to a hilltop hotel with a past as grand as its view. This, my friends, is the Crescent Hotel. Guests report seeing apparitions of former patients, lights flickering on and off, and even a spectral nurse pushing a gurney down the hallway in the dead of night. The Crescent Hotel is a must-visit for any ghost hunter worth their salt. From one grand estate to another, we travel now to the charming town of Monticello, home to the Allen House. This beautiful Victorian mansion has secrets darker than the stain on my flannel from that gas station burger. Liddell Allen died under mysterious circumstances in 1948. Officially, it was suicide by cyanide poisoning, but whispers tell a different tale. Our next destination takes us to Little Rock, the capital city of Arkansas, but don't let the bustling city life fool you. We're heading to Mount Holly Cemetery, a place where the past is very much present. Generals, governors, senators, they're all here, taking their dirt naps among the ornate mausoleums and moss-covered headstones. Visitors to Mount Holly have reported seeing full-bodied apparitions, shadowy figures lurking among the trees, and orbs of light dancing like fireflies in the dead of night. Some even say the statues here have a habit of shifting positions when no one's looking. Look, I'm not saying those Civil War generals are having a statue swap party after dark, but I'm not saying it either. Chapter 4, Fort Chaffee, from refugee camp to ghostly barracks. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to Fort Chaffee, a former military post with a rich history. This place has housed soldiers, served as a POW camp during World War II, and even became a temporary home for Cuban refugees. Paranormal investigators have recorded strange EMF spikes and bone-chilling cold spots within the fort's walls. Chapter 5, the Peel Mansion, where a colonel's legacy lives on. In Bentonville, Arkansas, stands the Peel Mansion, a Civil War-era relic. Built by Colonel Samuel West Peel, this house has seen joy and sorrow. Now a museum, it welcomes guests with open arms and maybe a ghostly chill. Visitors report seeing a young girl playing, her laughter echoing. Lights flicker, objects move, and some feel an unseen touch. Chapter 6, the King Opera House. A stage set for tragedy and terror. Get ready for a show, folks, because we're heading to the King Opera House in Van Buren, a gilded cage of a building where the drama doesn't end when the curtain falls. Legend has it that a young actor was murdered here by his own father, a man who disapproved of his son's theatrical ambitions. Now, the actor's ghost is said to roam the theatre, his presence felt in the cold drafts that sweep through the aisles and the disembodied voices that echo from the stage. It seems the show must go on, even in the afterlife. Our next stop takes us deeper into Fort Smith's history, to the Clayton House, a beautifully preserved home that once served as a safe haven for soldiers wounded during the Civil War. Now a museum, the Clayton House offers a glimpse into the past, but some say the past hasn't quite left this place. Visitors and staff have reported hearing voices calling out from empty rooms, especially in the upper floors where the sick and wounded were once treated. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs of what sounds like moans and cries for help, chilling reminders of the suffering that once unfolded within these walls. Some are simply searching for peace, their stories etched into the very fabric of the places they once called home. Hold on to your hats, folks, because our next stop is the old Arsenal building in Little Rock, a place where history and the paranormal collide like a cannon blast. This historic building, now a part of MacArthur Park, once served as a storage facility for weapons and ammunition. The building was used as a hospital for both Union and Confederate soldiers, and let's just say it wasn't pretty. Visitors and park staff have reported seeing apparitions of soldiers in full uniform, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. It seems the echoes of war are slow to fade, especially in a place that witnessed so much bloodshed and sacrifice. From the battlefields of the Civil War, we travel back in time to the Toltec Mounds, a site of ancient mystery and, you guessed it, paranormal activity. These earthen mounds, built by a Native American civilization over 1,000 years ago, were once used for ceremonies and rituals. Visitors have reported seeing strange lights in the sky above the mounds, hearing the faint beat of drums in the distance, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, especially near the burial grounds. The true purpose of the mounds remains a mystery, and some say the spirits of those who built them still linger among the grassy slopes. Chapter 10. The Empress of Little Rock, Victorian elegance with a side of spooky. Get ready for a luxurious stay with a side of the supernatural at the Empress of Little Rock. Guests report shadowy figures, sudden temperature drops, and objects moving on their own. The staff, they're used to it. They swap ghost stories like trading cards. Chapter 11. The Basin Park Hotel where the party never ends, even for the dead. We're heading back to Eureka Springs, folks, but this time we're checking into the Basin Park Hotel, a landmark that's as lively in death as it is in life. Staff and guests have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the hallways, objects moving as if guided by an unseen hand, and lights flickering like a disco ball possessed. Some say it's the spirits of those who met an untimely end within the hotel's walls, their souls forever bound to the place where they took their last breath. Others say it's just the residual energy of all the good times had within these walls, the laughter and music echoing through the decades. Chapter 12. Rush Ghost Town, echoes of a boomtown gone bust. Buckle up, ghost hunters, because we're venturing off the beaten path to Rush Ghost Town, a once booming zinc mining town that's now a shadow of its former self. The mines may be closed, but the stories and the spirits remain. Visitors to Rush have reported seeing strange lights flickering in the windows of abandoned buildings, hearing the phantom sounds of pickaxes striking rock, and feeling an overwhelming sense of unease as if they're being watched. It's the kind of place where you can almost hear the echoes of the past, the laughter of miners, the clang of machinery, the whispers of tragedy. Chapter 13. Arkansas State Crime Lab, where the dead speak, literally. Our next stop is not for the faint of heart. We're talking about the Arkansas State Crime Lab in Little Rock, a place where the darkest secrets of the state are brought to light. Staff have reported hearing unexplained voices, doors slamming shut on their own, and an overall feeling of dread, especially in the morgue. Some say it's the residual energy of the victims who pass through these doors, their stories clinging to the walls like the scent of formaldehyde. Is it the weight of the work, the constant exposure to death and despair, or is something more sinister at play? Chapter 14. Malco Theatre. The show must go on, even for the dead. Get ready for a show, folks, but this time the performers might be a little less corporeal. Visitors and staff have reported seeing shadowy figures sitting in the empty seats, hearing applause erupt from an empty auditorium, and even feeling the touch of a cold hand on their shoulder. Some say it's the spirits of former actors and actresses, their passion for the stage keeping them tethered to this world. Others say it's the ghosts of those who met their end within the theatre's walls, their final act playing out for an audience of one. Chapter 15. Sweet and Sour. Paranormal and RCW ghost hunting in the natural state. For our final stop, we're handing the reins over to the pros, Sweet and Sour Paranormal and RCW, two paranormal investigation teams who know Arkansas's haunted hotspots like the back of their EMF readers. From farmhouses to city lofts, these teams have explored it all, documenting shadow figures, disembodied voices, and objects moving with a life of their own. Their findings suggest that Arkansas's hauntings aren't confined to historic landmarks and cemeteries. No, the paranormal is everywhere, lurking beneath the surface of everyday life, waiting to be uncovered. Outro until next time, keep it spooky. Well, there you have it, folks, 15 of the most haunted places in the heart of the Ozarks. From haunted hotels and abandoned hospitals to ancient burial grounds and even a crime lab, Arkansas has proven itself to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. So the next time you're feeling brave and you're looking for an adventure, I urge you, come on down to Arkansas. Just don't tell them I sent you. As always, thanks for joining me on this spooky journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on our next eerie exploration. Until next time, stay spooky!